Hi everybody, welcome back to a new video. Today we shall speak about Phoenicia. Many interesting subjects to speculate on. You know what I mean? What is that? Dragons? Dinosaurs? Thanks to my friend Jefferson Nicole for those magnificent memes or whatever you call them. This by somebody. So welcome to the show. So that's Marco Polo boats next to Chinese boats. So the knowledge of boats will come from the Phoenicians. All the cathedrals are reversed boats. See my past video on Versailles. So welcome to the show. You know how we do here. So you see that later. I'll share. So this is me now. I am in Palestine, visiting the ancient tombs of ancient Yews, Hyperborean cells.
J'ai fait tomber mon appareil. C'est très mauvais.
Oh crap.
Il marche toujours. Test son, test son.
That's the risk, you know. My camera has been through a lot of pain for me to bring you those files from Palestine. Look at them. They make marriage. Okay. Sure is nice. It's a necropolis. It's not a place for that. Funky people. And this guy talking his shit, you understand? It's not true history what they say. So let's do a little bit of history. As you see, this is ancient tombs. And this guy is talking his shit. I don't believe you, man.
The more you don't understand, I believe you. No believe. You gotta prove your point to me. And then that's how we look at it. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And we bring it down. He was a rabbi.
He was a rabbi, yeah, but he was not the same.
And the whole story about it. And he became an evil person. People, Romans, people died as a result of him. I guess he still got a mission and killed the other. Right? Because when he was good, we fought over every word that was said. It's been discussed and concise down to there. And so then after the Talmud ultimately gets sealed the year. And then everyone will read the Talmud again. What the Talmud do this and the conversation. No, he edited from all the rabbis. It brings all the way to 200 years or so. He was in the year 180 or something like that after the destruction of the temple. About 110 years after the destruction of the temple. Already in the times of Hillel, people had private.
I couldn't hear anything really, but okay, we are entering a chalk place, so that may have been recent, so that was perhaps the rabbi, because the later Israelis love to put their corpse here as well. So you see this is easily to carve, which was petrified tree, but easy to carve, calcaire. And here you have example of petrification of ancient tree stump here. And here the whole surface. They could use geopolymer, the ancient Yews. The ancient Jews of Hyperborea, their empire extended to Palestine, but through Jerusalem is in Scotland. But I'm talking now about all past Hebrews, like this place might be very old, and you see the geopolymer doors here, and that's the place that could be of later use. So they put this stuff in old language. So you have tool marks here in the clay. I guess it's easy to carve, but you will see why this place is so interesting.
Traditions of where this occurs, but this is really the second. And Shimon I mean, we're also buried in this cave.
Yeah. Maybe this was for 400 years. This was the central burial place for the Jewish people.
So he was getting along with this stuff. As they appropriated the land, I'm not surprised rabbis got their grave here. But okay, I was not really interested in that cave because I think it's earlier. therefore I took photos. So you see why it's easy to carve. They just put some armor and stuff and did it like this. So I think the archaeologists just tried to paint it like it was. It's not original stone. All of it is trafficated sometimes in the history. But you see the weathering here could be like not from yesterday. Hey, crickets. Okay, ancient door. That's pretty impressive still. How they carved this huge door. And this cave seems like it's clay, so soft stone, but this door tells me something else. Like if the petrification occurred at this door and not at the inside door, or here, or we don't see the same. But this door looked like stone, like harder stone, like if it was petrified. So certainly it's not that soft.
All of this is quite soft stone, easy to work with, but this door and this rock isn't. So this is ancient technique, kind of, what I think.
So yeah, we get back to these beautiful details of what could have been wood and turned into stone, and I'm going to explain that. That could have been geopolymer, like some sort of cement. You see there the scratch, like they did, like on the geopolymer surface here. So geopolymer is a way to do cement, nothing new under the sun. Once again, my friends. So that's me, and these big as doors of ancient Yews. The Jews being the Celts, and the proper history of the Celts being savages is wrong, and the Phoenician would have been the original Jews and being Celts. But I made video on Versailles not long ago to explain to you my theories. So those big ass doors, isn't it? And you see those scratch I was talking about when they finished to put the cement, like geopolymer. It still is interesting techniques. Doesn't need to be like all megaliths and hard stone. You have to take petrification in consideration. Petrification being silification, instant electricity with plasma, and you end up with stone like this. And the inside of it could have been preserved and it's more soft, like clay, but the doors are hard stone, like a glass slab that I'm going to show you after of 9 tons. 9 tons, my friend. That's an ancient tree stump and carved into, and this is built before petrification, of course. So pretty old Jews made this from the Hyperborean, what is today Scotland. I felt a bit like Indiana Jones or Tomb Raider, because you see this place or Necropolis, tombs still.
I kind of feel like Indiana Jones, you know? Motherfucking cave all around me. What the fuck, man? What the hell? This place is like fucking hell. Oh my god. Fucking creepy, man. Fuck. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Oh my fucking god.
So you saw, guys, they say every moment like, oh, don't go there, don't go there. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not dangerous, guys. Come on, it's just tombs. Let us have a little fun. You see? Don't go there, don't go there. They use the ancient letters of the ancient Jews and think this is the Holy Land, where when Scotland is the true Holy Land, and those Phoenicians, they had those tombs, the ancient Jews. And so it's an appropriated place once again, ladies and gentlemen. So you see huge doors, pretty big, you see, pretty big indeed. Yeah, so that stone is a hard stone, petrified.
This is kind of scary, but it's okay. That's what I do, innit? So all of this is carved into a pretty soft stone. God damn it, fucking hell, mate. This is scary. So yeah, here we are, big fat tombs. Shit. Oh my god, I hate this. And I love it in the same time. Oh my god. It's kind of scary, man. I'm not gonna lie. So, we keep coming into these caves. Oh, fuck's sake, man. Like some spiders and shit. God damn it, man. Fucking hell.
I apologize for the swearing. Sorry, not sorry. This is a very fine example of carved wood or geopolymer and then petrified like this. Doors, spiders. I think they look so cool, man. They made a little nest ready to fuck up some flies. So I really felt like Indiana Jones, so yeah, I bring back the music.
No, it looks like fucking hell. Look. Fucking hell, mate. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, mate. On God. Fucking hell.
You go the Tomb Raider, mate.
I'm out soon, so.
I mean, could it be petrified ancient such called megalith, but in fact carved ancient material like wood or the wood grain or I don't know. Still very interesting to notice. That is ancient wood, my friend. Ancient tree stump um, cut into, and they made a cave. And this is original Rosicrucian when it came from the ancient Jews, from the Hellenistic period, and maybe before that. So yeah, guys. And for this, I'm just having fun. Don't think anything. And for my defense, if somebody can tell me what the hell is going on in those pictures I have for you, because this show is really about exploring. So let's see what we got in Africa. And the mix with the black people and white people shall end racism. So they seem to have a pretty cool party. The Moors have a harp. Is have to do with Scotland. I will show you harps later, also in architecture. And it does this sign. So you see this heavy metal sign. And I think that was really cool to say that just to have fun. And there's Jesus, or yeah, Jesus. Um, and yeah, the cells, all Phoenician, and she plays instruments. So very cool, Scotland. Um, so this was in North Africa, but just wanted to say that. So let's get back to my photos. I found this very intriguing. Those ones, if there is a tree stump, perhaps this was carved into it, then petrified. You see, the nature grows again. It's all minerals. Anyway, so that's where I'm coming to the ancient Yews. So you see, the archaeologists, they could put back the stuff they knew behind the petrification. They knew that it was letters, and they covered it with the ancient letters. So the ancient Greeks, the ancient Phoenicians, the ancient Celts, the ancient Jews, it's all related. And here you have the menorah, and therefore we shall do a little class lesson video on our friends the Phoenicians. Um, mm, mm, mm. So stick with me because it's going to be a very interesting video. That is in San Francisco, um, and it's not fake. It's very real and made for higher people like Versailles. So you see, the Phoenicians, the Celts, weren't savages, and their history is being appropriated. Do you see this harp now? It's two times now. So this is the electric universe. So two things in this photo that you are going to see now because you're very lucky. So the electric universe, it's on a coin here. So you see, Very interesting. I'm back, yes, like I said, I'm back. And you see this harp is in all the architecture, so that's pretty crazy. This is in Versailles, so that's a proof Versailles is very Phoenician, in fact. So I'm very always happy to find them. My harp or lyre, and for your enjoyment. Phoenician coins, in fact. This is in Paris.
This is the harp.
They are everywhere. Here, here. Like I said, they are everywhere. Here, here. The Hebrews, Israelites of Scotland, of course. So I hope you enjoyed the show, guys. I'm not done, not yet. Our friend the Phoenician. And I shall scroll pictures again. So you see here they seem to give proof in this book by the Freemasons, and what is also interesting to see is the true Jerusalem, which is in Edinburgh, guys. In Edinburgh. So let's scroll a bit in those pictures because it's really interesting for you to see. Because you are seeing a necropolis of those guys. Probably. Interesting map of Jerusalem being Edinburgh before the Romans Khazars stole it. So one other thing will be interesting for you to see will be the bowl thing. So those bowls will be Phoenicians that you've seen here. Here, those bowls for aether purposes, ancient knowledge, for bigger people. You have one here, one beautiful here, very Phoenician architecture. All the Greek mythology and architecture really comes from the Phoenicians. So we get back to our photos. I'm cutting this music because it's very not good quality. But look at the size of this char. In French we call it a char. And it's huge. I think this is the Victorians. Once they appropriated the place, they found some huge stuff like this. Very interesting. Phoenicians here are represented. Some kind of vapors here. It's actually amazing. And the chariots, wow.
Kestane, bakçalarda kestane, daha gülür dane dane, daha gülür dane dane. Aman eme çivaneme keliyanema, inceleri takayım boy.
Now you see that those Judean were white, but here is represented as Pictish warrior. And I wanted to give a shout out to my friend Christopher, which is Polynesian. In the past video, I showed why the Polynesian had basically link with Scotland, and here is why. This is the four cliffs of Scotland, also represent the All and the Electric Universe. You have here crossing the four leaves of Ireland and Scotland. And after showing you this, I'm going to show you the Moluccans with Polynesia and their link with the Pictish warriors, which had blue veins and dark skin, which were mixed race of the Hyperborean Celts. We're gonna see the subrace later. And this is a Polynesian. The link they have with Scotland. Oh, by the way, that was the Celt of my mate Alan H. Anderson on Facebook. Great researcher, Scottish guy, great friend. And here you have Black Dude with the Phoenicians. And yeah, I think that's very interesting. So you have all the symbolics. Double eagles of Scotland, the Khans of Tartaria were in fact Phoenicians, Scythians, apparently. The Polynesians had very good knowledge and links with Scotland, so I think that was good to say it, and we shall get back to that.
Amaneme çivaneme keliyanema, inceleri takayım boyuna.
I have to pause to give more knowledge to you guys. The jar is very interesting because they contained aether, and the place I showed you in San Francisco is this place, and it's just amazing and made for giants. Sometimes they destroy the place, and those jars could have contained aether and mercury. So you see, it's very interesting. So you see the way they make this geopolymer in cement. You see? That's how they made it, guys. To create such structure in your city you're probably living at the moment. Unless you live under the earth. And this is the mercury jars I was talking about. Like this in Pakistan, I think. Free energy capacitors. One here. Some are decorative. And this is in my video Versailles. I found one. You have the proof of ether electricity. You have one in New York. You have one in New York. So that was what I wanted to show you. And also this old station that they did sadly destroyed. So you see this madness is absolutely huge, similar to the Vatican, which has been appropriated. So sometimes they leave the buildings and sometimes they destroy it. Now let me know how those guys could have made this and then destroyed it piece by pieces. Such great work of geopolymer engineering. Yeah guys, save it. But that's what they did to it. The Phoenician eagle will probably be judged not by the monuments we built, but by those we have destroyed. That's very true. Very sad to see this thing. But it's not the only one. Absolutely not. People say this is great tutorial. This is in fact Great Phoenicia. Okay. So South Africa. The line of the last race, the Hyperborean. Yews. They are in fact Greek, not Roman, but they were Greek. The old story is corrupt, and Phoenician were Celts. Phoenician in Germany. Boats, the way they made the buildings, the wood frame was inverted boats. The Lions of Scotland. Celtic cross, Phoenician coins, you see, truth in plain sight. Phoenician Jew. course it's Phoenician, you know that now. Jesus. This is the gods, and there they made. And James was King Arthur and was the brother of Jesus of Scotland 1,000 years ago. We were talking about these races with my friend, where I think he has the 3 roots race: the Lemurians, Atlanteans, and Aryans. Christopher, my friend, if you watch this video, that famous lady named Madame something, I forgot, but don't worry, it's coming. And the polar race would have been the first race of the ancient sun, the twilight times, and probably the engineer of our race. So for good measures, you are going to see the name of this lady. She made those characteristics. So this is a good example to show the Celtic, so the Phoenician being emotional, idealistic, that would not be so savages, if you agree with me. And this fascinating madame is called Madame Blavatsky root races. So there you have it. This was a good moment for opening a page that I need to get ready for you. This. And of course this huge type of glass that you are going to see, a 9 tons slag of glass. Sorry for the noise. Funny, I think I have it somewhere. All about glass. Would it be here? Yes, it's here. So you see, not so unprofessional, but that's for later. Let's get back to our Phoenician history. So if you didn't notice, the Queen Elizabeth, she is the descendant of Jesus, but the bloodline being corrupted by Orange of Khazar and the Romans, of course. If you don't know about the unicorn, it's basically Scotland's proof of existence. So enjoy this photo. Polynesian people, and this is the four clovers of Scotland and their link with the ancient Pictish warriors. The blue veins of cobalt Yews made the veins blue. Giants. Great Britain, the real land of the Bible, Hebrew scriptures, the biblical place of the sea people, Vikings, the Phoenicians. You see their boats, how they make cathedrals, they invest the boats and the wood frame. North Vikings are the true biblical Phoenicians, also of the ancient Hebrew Israelite tribes. Dan, the tribes of Dan of the snake, ancient Phoenicians and Hebrew Israelites. And you're probably seeing Bet SHearim being one of their necropolis. Oh, this is the books of Cummins. Baal, or I don't know if it's Baal, but it's Phoenician. Oh, sacrifice, like the Burning Man. And those are builders, big people. The ancient world. can see here that Scotland is at the top. You can see after there is Tartaria, Constantine. Tartaria is somewhere, but Scotland is at the top, so you can see with your eyes. Tartary after, so that's a good example to end with the Great Tartaria, which was really great Phoenicia. The Romans, the thief, the shekel they stole from us, from the Celts. Hyperborea could have been the islands you see. I'm going to show you later what I found on Google Earth. Thank you for sticking with me, it's been more than an hour, but this is a show to watch in many times if you have something else to do. But I am showing you the place, you know. I'm talking about. So if I can show you now, this is in England. I was earlier looking for proof. And what is this mold here? Could it be Hyperborea? And this strange stuff, and there, what is submerged, just fascinated me. And yeah, this is the description in Asterix of the Phoenician. But if you know now that Asterix and Obelix were also Phoenicians, I guess this is part of the lies. But they do say they are famous sailors and merchants. So you see they are represented as Arabs, but it's not true. More, more like this. And see the legacy that they left to us. This is the Romans when they came to Edinburgh and stole the menorah and killed. This is a representation of it. So you see the Persians, the Celts, Germans, Slavs, Phoenicians, Ireland, the homeland of the Phoenicians. So you have it right there if you want proof. You have more truth here. Even more here. So you can take screenshots. This is for you guys. Geneva, Phoenician, so you see the red there. But they were not savages. In Malta, Phoenician remain. So this is a rabbi, Scottish rabbi, who claimed the homeland of Scotland. And this is the swastika on dress of Phoenician sun priests. And this is the tribe of Dan. So you see the true Holy Land. People fight nowadays over land that was part of Phoenicia, but as you can see in my videos, the Necropolis is Phoenician, but the Holy Land was in Scotland. And I have tons of proof. Soon I'm gonna do a lecture on Plutarch, which was under the Roman period a Greek philosopher of Greek origins. More proof remain here. Apparently, couldn't read, to be honest. Couldn't read because it's blurry. This is me, the Plutarch that you just seen. I made this one. And you have more proof everywhere. Giants like slaves. The rest of the city in Germany after the war, bombed by the Allies. Beautiful hall. This is very Phoenician, you see. Okay. I think Cerberus and other mythical creatures existed and were killed, and that's in England, St. Paul's Cathedral, and that's what I showed you earlier. This is a great antiquitech picture, and this shows Hyperborean, Scythia, I think this is England, and Atlantis, which is ancient Tartarus. So you see a war and the language has been made. And the book I showed you was very, very, very important. This book. Very important indeed. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, guys. It's just a fascinating story. So, book name is, I'm showing you right now, and that's the place we are seeing in Palestine, Phoenician land. So, the caves. We were seeing the menorah here, Hebrew, ancient cells. This is me in front of it. So you see, definitely been hit by a cataclysmic event that petrified the place. Impressive. Very, very impressive. And the book name is called Irish Wisdom Preserved in the Bible and Pyramids, from Conor McDarry. And I found truth on the biblical land of Ireland and Scotland here, so I wanted to share with you guys. So we are still in Palestine right now with those geopolymer blocks. And the menorah, once again, with the early Phoenician letters. And let's go explore. I must interrupt, but this seemed like it was hit by plasma very much. And you could see the tool marks when they done the geopolymer, or if they just cut the block, but it was wood back then, maybe. Sorry to interrupt again the music, but it looks like this block's been hit very much and turned into stone. Maybe they could turn into stone instantly, also stone, when they made those blocks. That big ass baby on top is rather interesting. Come on now, this is a very fine example of impressive geopolymer work. I think it's geopolymer, how they made those. Very impressive, and sure was petrified. But the work of the ancient Yews was massive. And now we are getting to the real interesting part. So you see this glass slab being petrified. You don't know yet, but this is what I found in this place, guys, because it's such an amazing place. So if I can give also a comparison with the celts we're going to see later, but let's do the part of the glass right now. I hope you're all ready. So this guy came into Bet SHearim in 1966, and this guy said, alright, this petrified stone might have been glass before. So he made a sample. You want to know how he made a sample? He cut as big as drill hole inside and just extorted it, as they say. It's actually possible, and you can see if this is a 9 tons slag of glass and it was petrified, maybe it was a window back then, and here you can see how it was smashed. And this is the more interesting. They say it's glass, they made the test, right? It looks smashed here, like smashed window. And this is the most interesting part, that's why you're here. It looks like a triangle stress reliever, but I think it's just natural breakdown. And this guy made it, and that's the stuff. And it disappeared from the New Earth channel megalith.org, so I wonder why she's deleting photos. Because if you want to know, this place was inaccessible to the public, so I took risk from going there. And now we are going to see why they have a link with the Phoenician. So I was in a museum. The museum was called the Blue Museum in Israel, Palestine, basically. And they had those shells, and they made up the color purple and blue, and they use it to make glass from wood. And I think they used ancient tech to petrify the wood into glass. The stone you see was petrified by ancient cataclysmic events in plasma. So you see this Hebrew, Scots, Jews. This is in Scotland, hit by weaponry, and this is this Hyperborean giants killing Romans. And Jesus Christi is in fast Yews in in Scottish Gaelic. So this is the book you need to see on the true history of Britain. And this is the Romans, they stole things from us. And this is a place similar to Bet SHearim, petrified ancient Jews. And this is the menorah, perhaps this is a harp. And that's why it was so interesting for you to see those videos. So the Templars, they also died for Scotland, as you see. So now we must see what they have in this museum. They have all faiths of Akhenaten, but that's in the book. What do they have? They have the blue, Phoenician. Where is the Phoenician? Artifacts. They have a lot, trust me. So here you have in Persia, so extended probably with Alexander the Great, which was, so this is 6th century before Christ's existence. So I don't know, but this might be Phoenician because you see the lion. So that's not it. You have the bow here, one here, magnificent. They say Persia. Um, I'm not doing things halfway. I'm going all the way. So this is Akhenaten, which was a mixed race from also. He was a big ass guy and had a big ass brain. So this is of course Phoenician, but I want to next to the gold artifacts. Phoenician, Phoenicia, Phoenician eagle. Of course I cannot slide to all the pictures today. I probably will do more. But this is the Black Sun Phoenician artifacts. The Black Sun. And you have more golden artifacts. Lions. The weather was more hot, so the lions could be in the continent's Hellenistic period. So now we can slide to the Blue Museum. Hellenistic. So that's the color, purple, how they made it. That's a shell I have at home. I found it on the beach in Palestine. And the color purple was inside because of the insects. I mean the living thing inside. And the purple in Afghanistan. Fragments in Palestine. Phoenician with the electric universe and the black sun. Phoenician found in Israel, so you see the links. That's why I make this video. Now we are really to the blue, and what is interesting is basically everything, but the most interesting. Will be ancient Phoenician medallion. Yes, Phoenician artifacts, ancient Jews. And this is the goddess of fortune in porphyry, the purple stone. And yeah, guys, for your eyes to enjoy. Phoenician. So that's why I wanted to show you this. So that's how they made a color with wool. And I was talking with my friend Astrid van Ofe, also living in Scotland at the moment, and we were talking about the blue and purple glass. And she sent me a couple pictures. Okay, I think that's it for now. Okay, so we have this blue exposition. In the search for blue. Oh yeah, that's the one. So they found in the snails. I found one, like I showed you, and they got the colors from them. And they got the glass industry and the color. They could do that bal, you see. Bal, triangle, old Phoenician, interesting style. Okay, I think that's it for this blue exposition. And as I said, with my friend Astrid, we were talking about this. So she got me pictures from what she found in the sea. And what she thinks is that the glass has not been petrified because it was under the seawater and was preserved. And you can see the blue are more rare than the other. The other might have been Heineken bottles or old bottles from the 1800s, but those blue ones could have been earlier. So I slide through our pictures. Amazing finds. The blue ones are actually pretty amazing and could be linked to the Phoenician and how they made those. So I hope you enjoyed. You have here another site is in Palestine, which this being Medusa, an ancient Celt. I see a face here, strange. And that's how they built the reconstruction, the archaeologists. And that's another petrified site and throne here of those ancient Jews. And the Rosicrucians took the symbolics, stole our symbolics once again. And that's the theory of the slag of glass I was talking about. So you have this massive slag of glass, and it looks like this. And now I found a video. They said you need 12 tons of raw material, 20 tons of fuel, 1,000 HANA 3 furnace, 5 days continuous burning. That's the factory of glass they found in Palestine, and here the glass, and that's how they think they made it. That's probably how they made the color, and this is the speculation of being windows of the temple before petrification. He made narrow windows high up in the temple walls, transparent and sealed. And they said 250 piles of wood, all of this of sand. In fact, to do the 9 tons slab of glass we've seen, I think that's just crazy. And this is a Phoenician jar, Hellenistic period. This is in Bet SHearim. So you see the slag of glass is no joke. That is interesting artifact. So you see it's Greek, so it's Phoenician. Yes guys, we got something today. Greeks mistaken for Phoenicians. And so we have this huge slag of glass. And I didn't know what to think back then, but now it's petrified. And also, they left the place to no visitors, so I think they have something to hide. So now they show something else. Big as doors. So my guess was that if this huge slag of glass, if they made it from stone, from wood, they made it from wood to glass with instant petrification, I think. They had technology to do it. But what you see here is made by the ancient cataclysmic event that hit it. and turned into a 9 tons slag of glass. So we shall finish Bet SHearim for today. Yeah, limestone being an ancient tree stump, so perhaps it's a mix of sometimes geopolymer and also ancient trees. Like this, limestone is ancient trees. This could have been carved wood. And this is not foreseen by the public. And the eagle of Scotland drew once again symbolic stolen by the Romans, and this big ass flag of glass. And yeah guys, you have it. I think this has been repaired, and this is might be original geopolymer. I don't think it was wood, I think it was geopolymer. Could have been wood as well. And of course the Israeli always repaired when they think they're theirs. Interesting on the top, probably carved wood, perhaps a mix of both geopolymer and wood, carved wood, then all petrified. So of course this is a fake one, and this is a real one.
And also you can see a lot of sarcophages. Okay. Amazing, huh?
So now you are going to see interesting stuff. This eagle, lions, interesting, probably calendar. I don't really know what it is. Looks like energy. You know what? This spiral makes me think of a research I was doing today on a spiral which I call spiral, and we made interesting findings today about possibility of those to be entrance to portals to inner earth. So that's one of ancient Phoenicians, and this is inner earth and its details here. This is us, and this is all below, and this is the stream. This is Atlantis, America, Greenland, I don't know which one it is. And this is the stream, and the portal couldn't be a portal to inner earth. The subterraneous. So you see, they said intraterrestrial, and this is the looks like the Bermuda Triangle, fourth. So talking about intraterrestrial species, you have, of course, those guys and more. I'll be afraid if we have those guys close. Of course, this was made after, but still, it's scary. And yeah, so that was Scotland, Edinburgh. So we can finish what we had on Edinburgh. And this is Israel. Looks like Israel, but is in Scotland. This is in Scotland. And this is in Scotland too. So you see very Hellenistic Jew like Bet SHearim. That's why you need to share this video. This is great Phoenician places in Scotland. Edinburgh, Jerusalem, this magnificent tower, this observatory, and yeah, very Phoenician Scotland, geopolymer, late Phoenician buildings. Yeah, Scotland is amazing. And the celestial sphere here, which shows the electric universe. And this is video on Bet SHearim, so we shall continue. the way, if you've seen my video, this is a good example of a stress reliever. They put a triangle here. Apparently, it's good for season. They do their propaganda, but I'm out here filming the maneuver of the ancient Jews. You, me, not only there. You never heard when all Jew. Well, now you are learning true history with Hugo Someguy. Hellenistic Jews, ancient Hyperborean, from Scotland, basically. You have them right there. So of course you can trust history if it's UNESCO. So you see how they cut this ancient tree, and after it became hard stone, and you have all of it. And I will do videos about lions, how they roam into Scotland before the weather was hotter. And yeah, the way they made those, I think its cut wood was softer back then, and they also had technology to make wood to turn it into glass. So it's a very interesting site. I think I'm finished. Should I specify that they say landslide, do not enter, but I went inside. That's where I found the slag glass. So I think this is fake, and I think this is real. And this is fake, and this is real. And I just went in the fence, and I went in. This is a replica of the door we saw. Now you know it's all Phoenician and Jew. This is all they look like. Sorry for technical problem. It seemed like this video didn't want to be played. I apologize. Shall be alright in a minute. So I hope you enjoy this sort of videos. I will try to do more as my technology can left me. Seems to have trouble with my technology. We are going to check if I truly showed you everything about Bet SHearim today. Let's stick together for a while. such a shame. My computer is giving a problem. What did they do to the dog, man? They shaved him, and now he looks like a lion.
Look at this lion. Why?
It makes me think of our electric universe. You see all of this in the past video. I showed this beetle and also the owl and also this flower. And also this is your voice. This is inside your throat. So it's all very, very, very related. So you saw the beetle, you saw the owl and the apple and the owl and the electric universe. So I think that was interesting. Dickens set truth on Britain, and as for this book, I can't really read there, but I think this is comments, but it's both work may be related. So they seem to use also geopolymer in Egypt, the cement. What else can I show to you that I didn't in 2 hours? Japanese. Very odd figures in Japan, and you have people from Hyperborean traveled represented in Japan. So I think in this video I showed many information. I think I will finish by a little music, and this is the old world of Phoenicia that was appropriated and was left like this due to plasma events that turned the place into what it is today. Shouts out to Elk. already pretty big. So if you want more clue on how 1,000 years is being added to history, Jesus being 1,000 years old, you have the A or J and I also. Oh, this is Moors, history of the Moors, IRA. So yeah, Hugo Someguy, late night working for you guys to enjoy a new video. So I hope you enjoy that one. In the next video we shall see ancient technology such as, so we see an intraterrestrial, you are going to see flying objects like Miyazaki and other great research I'm making at the moment. So I really hope you like this sort of video, and I will come with more video like this one where I explain how they appropriated all the time the place of Phoenicians. And I think that's good, not even 2 hours 30. I managed to show you all I wanted to show you, and I wish you a very pleasant day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, guys, in Lakesh, as I used to say and I still say. And be careful on your research. It took me a long time to know about Phoenicia, and beware of the gatekeepers and everything. And I hope it was not too long video. If you have any comments, uh, share, I'll be happy to respond. So have a lovely one, guys. See you around.